Hello everyone, my name is RetroBio3, coming back at you today with another LEGO Dimensions review, this time on set number 71201 with 94 pieces. The Back to the Future level pack, which features Marty McFly, the Delorean time machine, and the Hoverboard. And all three of these are playable in-game, and both vehicles have two other rebuilds that I'll show you in a bit. But first, we're going to start off with Marty here. We can see here that Marty is the same figure that came in the DeLorean time machine from 2013, but he is still a very nice figure. He does come with this guitar, which is exclusive in red with no printing. And then Marty himself is a pretty nice looking figure. He has some pretty detailed torso printing as well as a nice face. He has some back printing that's as detailed as it needed to be. And, Marty does feature a double-sided face, which looks as such. I do definitely prefer the front, though. I don't know if the backside really works for Marty's character. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good face. I just don't... I think I definitely prefer the first side. And then this is what his base looks like, with his name in the nice Back to the Future font. Unfortunately, this does have a problem that a lot of them have, where on the back it's kind of faded and stuff, if you can see that on the back part of here. Yeah. And then, of course, when you put this toy tag on the base, you can use Marty in-game. So then next up here, we have the DeLorean Time Machine mini build. And honestly, I don't know, but I almost think that this looks a bit more accurate than the DeLorean set that came out in 2013. I mean, seriously, why did that one have a 3-layer hood that was 3 different layers of plates? But we're not talking about that, we're talking about this. And this looks very good for a mini build. In fact, it looks very good from all senses, and this one does have an extra stand built up of a couple of trans light blue plates, and that's because these simply aren't used in this build, they are in the other two. And then the vehicle here, I mean, it can, of course, roll if I get it up here. Then, I mean, it is very nicely detailed. Like, on the back, you have, like, the 2 vents. On the sides, you have, like, some tubing and, like, some light blue translucent. Same on the bottom. You have the nice gull wing doors, which do actually open, and that is my favorite part of this model, that you can actually open and close both gull wing doors, if I can just... Yeah, as such. This is what it looks like from the bottom. Yeah, overall, pretty simple, but very nice. And then our other vehicle here is the Hoverboard. And unlike the other one, this build is entirely the stand almost. There's only 3 actual pieces for the Hoverboard. And those are just these 2 dishes on the bottom. And this brand new mold and print for this Hoverboard, which looks very nice. I love this piece. This is probably my favorite part about the entire pack, besides, I mean, in terms of what you get physically, it's my favorite part. So you can just have Marty cruising around on this. And while, I mean, yes, it would have looked more accurate had the dishes on the bottom been in silver. I think that it actually, I've tried using silver discs, and I think it actually does look better with white, which is probably why LEGO chose it. But again, very nice printing detail. Obviously, that cuts off where you put his feet. And yeah, very nice thing to include. And then the rest of the stand is just kind of built up using kind of random pieces. You can't say it doesn't look nice, because it does look very good, in fact. It's just that most of these pieces are only here for the 2 other builds. Well, mainly the last one, because the second build does still have a pretty big stand, but the last one doesn't. So anyway, so yeah, those are the main 3 builds of this pack. So now on to the electric time machine and the cyclone board. Okay, so here we have the cyclone board and the electric time machine. So starting off with our electric time machine here, as I break part of it, good job me. you can see that, it is the most different from the original build out of the 3 DeLoreans. But I do think that it does look very good. You have the electricity everywhere, simulated by the light blue. This is the bottom, and this is the only version that doesn't have the gull-wing doors built in. This is also the only version where you have a larger windshield, because again, normally these pieces are part of the gull-wing doors. Also, on the other two you have headlights here, and on this one you just have this row of trans blue. Basically what it is the other two are very similar, except one's flying and one's for land, and this one's the different one, and I like it. But yeah, electric time machine, going backwards, and falling off of my table. Then here we have the ultimate hover jet, and just like the last build of the hoverboard, this one is mainly stand. However, this time there is a bit more substance to the hoverboard itself, so if I'll just... In this build, the hoverboard is this, with the 2 discs on the ends, to create like the cyclone, and I think that it does look very nice, still. And then, I mean, just putting it on the rest of the stand, you can see that the stand does also still look nice. It may be a bit simpler. But yeah, your cyclone board. So now, we'll move on to the ultimate time machine. The ultra time machine and the ultimate hover jet. Okay, everyone, so for our final builds, we have the ultra time machine and the ultimate hover jet. So, starting with the ultra time machine, you can see that this is, of course, based off of the flying version of the DeLorean from Back to the Future 2. And basically, this model is pretty much the same as the first one, except now there are some trans blue pieces on the bottom to hold it together a bit more. And then there is also just, obviously, the wheels, not wings, wheels, are downwards and kind of sticking out, which does unfortunately make the gull-wing doors look maybe just a tad strange. But other than that, I do think that it is a very similar model, but also a very good-looking one. And of course, it doesn't roll, seeing as how the wheels are on the side. So, I mean, I guess if you wanted to do this, then this is your DeLorean. So then our other build here is the ultimate hover jet. And finally, a hoverboard that actually uses most of the pieces. So yeah, so I'll just quickly take this off of the stand. And I mean, as you can see, there are still a couple of extra pieces that are on there, but it's a lot less. And those pieces are pretty much necessary. So then here you have the ultimate hover jet itself, and I really like the look of this. Like, you have the 2 engines in the back, which looks very, well, really 4, actually. Don't know where I got 2 from. I guess these 2 middle ones, yeah. But there are 4. You have some nice wings. It looks pretty good from the back, and I mean, honestly, if you take off your hoverboard piece, this honestly looks to me a bit like something you might see with, like, the Green Goblin. I'm just saying. Just saying. But yeah, I do definitely like the ultimate hover jet. So now, on to my final thoughts. And if you've seen one of my previous videos, you know that I do my final thoughts. Well, on these, I'm only grading what's physically here, as this is just, well, a review of what's physically here. I haven't yet put out a review on what you get in the game, which does, of course, include a level. So, how would I rate this? So for kids, which I rate kids to be basically 10 and under in how I'm rating this. So for people 10 and under, I'd rate this set an 8, I think. Yeah, an 8, because the minifig is nice, and the builds are very nice. And honestly, I just think that it is a very good value for people that are younger. They just might not get it they might not have seen Back to the Future is what I'm saying, so they might not care about it as much. And then for both teens, well, not really teens, I consider it to be category to be 11 to 17, and then for adult, I consider everything 18 and up. So for my teen grouping, I'm going to give this set a 10, and same thing for adults, because it's just great to get Marty McFly in another set, the hoverboard for the first and only time, and a very nice mini build of the DeLorean time machine, which honestly, again, I think captures the time machine better than the $35 set from 3 years ago did. But overall, that's my thoughts on the set. Feel free to comment down below what you think of the set. And also feel free to comment down below what sets you should think next. So, as I just said, please comment, but also like and subscribe if you feel like it. If you don't, that's okay. Bye.